shows are powered by CoreLogic and supported by Printforce, Rockend and Realty.com.au.
Welcome to Today, and my special guest is John Cunningham, back shortly to talk about how he and the team have actually dealt with COVID-19.
Realty's proprietary technology connects you, the agent, with buyers and sellers and builds relationships differently. Only Realty's unique geo-channel mapping gives you an exclusive connection strategy, and then our tech builds the relationship for you. This creates your digital voice, increasing your top-of-mind awareness as the agent of choice in your area. Your agent profile boosting content delivered consistently will get you in the door to secure the listing. And then the exclusive Realty listing strategy gets it marketed and sold. An end-to-end marketing solution for agents.
So John, welcome to today's session. Hey, we're all going to talk about this COVID-19. Who would have thought? The issue that has landed in everyone's lap to be able to deal with and navigate through. From your point of view, how have you dealt with that?
Look, it's been a multifaceted approach to how we've dealt with it. And we started with people first. In other words, what's happening internally. Most times we turn sort of external and go, look at, okay, what's the client area that would have an impact on the business? But we looked internally and said, okay, how do we get our team to provide externally a better experience through this? By first of all, them understanding what's ahead, understanding what the position of the company is in relation to not only their employment, but also the workplace environment that we're going to create. So we want to create a very stable, very safe space for people to understand that as a business, we wanted to make sure that we could punch right through this. And I think we set that up really well. We invested a fair bit of time at the front end in looking at all the what ifs and covered off on so many what ifs. And we had multiple plans in that space. And fortunately for us, Michael, we didn't have to actually activate too many of them because we tended to sail through it. And fortuitous in the location that we work in, but also the approach we took to the marketplace. We did a lot of communication with our team and a lot of communication with the marketplace to get them to understand and feel safe and secure and confident in moving forward. So I think that covered across both property management and sales to just create an environment in our business and within our working environment that was, I suppose, assured in a way.
I think, John, the other thing that, and I'm aware that you did, is massively increase that communication, but also gave me as an agent or me as a property manager some key dialogue and key grabs, that market intel piece that you and I have just talked about before, and then took that to the marketplace. So it wasn't the guys who are saying, go and make calls, go and find business, go and do this. You're really upskilling your agents and your team with the dialogue and the approach to deal with those situations.
Yeah, look, it was getting the right language in place because there was so much froth and bubble and nonsense and fear and all the rest of it. We wanted to try and bring a really good, strong dose of reality because we do see ourselves as trusted advisors, yes, but we actually see ourselves more as trusted guides. And the guide is the guide on that perpetual real estate journey. So you want someone that you can go, okay, where am I going to get reliable source of information from? And that's where we found ourselves in that place very much. And people were coming to us for a reliable source of information. It's again what you ask your people: where is your source of information on the property market at the moment? So for us, it was very much let's get the dialogue right. Let's first of all understand the environment that we're in, and then make sure that we can give people the confidence to transact in that marketplace. And the same with our tenants, to actually talk through, and our landlords particularly, to get to a place where there was understanding in the marketplace and understanding of everyone's situation. So we found that enabled our team to get out there and do what they needed to do. But at the same time, them feeling secure about, we had their back. That was really, really important to us, that people felt that as a company, we were investing in them during this time, and that we, as a result of that, we'd all come out the other end better off.
Great. So firstly, from a team point of view, how did the team perceive that? So an increase in communication, really caring about them, making sure that certainly they had the skills and they had the frameworks to be able to go to the marketplace with. How did they perceive it?
Yeah, look, we created a thing which would already be started, as you're aware, called Cunningham's Care, which was our internal sort of cultural environment thing that to put in place. We had mental health assistance. We had all kinds of. We actually created yoga classes and meditation classes online for the team, and then we just started doing a lot of really cool online things, a lot of fun things to keep the team engaged, and had competitions, and we did cleanups. We did exercise comps. We just did so many things to keep everyone as part of a team. But also broke it into, in terms of the working environment, we had our ops, we had our sales, we had our property management areas communicating in their environments to make sure that they were, and then the whole team environment. So I think when we did our survey at the end, well, it wasn't the end of COVID, but it was the end of phase 1 of COVID, the feedback we got was really positive, and we created a really great little graphic around that to show the team how they responded to it. And that really gave us the feedback that we needed.
That's great. You might notice I've been smiling because I think one of the things you did was baby photos at one stage.
We did do baby photos, yes. You had to match the face with the baby photo with the thing. And I was astounded how many people could correctly match. I was one of the worst. It's terrible.
Which is great. Now, taking this on board from a COVID-19 point of view, is there anything that either you learned through this personally and that you're taking forward with you in business from here?
Yeah, look, Michael, that's a great question, because I think that fed into a whole new approach to training. I did an exercise where I found that there was a lot of fear, which was the driving force during that. And we had to sort of break down that fear to understand what was the drivers behind that. So we did a bit of a survey that was to find out what the motivators and drivers were for people. In other words, what gets them up each day to do what they do and keep doing it. What were the barriers? What were the things that were holding them back from achieving what they wanted to achieve? To identify those things was a really important place for people to do that. And then also to say, okay, well, as a result of that, what are the upgrades? Now, there was no surprise, of course, that the barriers and the things that were holding them back were flip side of the upgrades. The reality of that came down to knowledge. In my view, it was a lack of knowledge, which then led to a lack of belief, and then led to a lack of confidence, which led to a lack of energy, which led to a lack of connection. So therefore, that was a blinding flash of the obvious to me as to how I had to reverse engineer our training to go right back to what do people actually know and what are they bringing to the table and what do they not know, because it affects their belief systems, their confidence and their energy. So unless you've got those three things in play, no matter what role you play in the organisation, you are not going to connect with your clients, customers, or colleagues.
Well, I think this is the interesting thing. And, I said before that I think they spell confidence incorrectly. It should start with a K rather than a C, because there's no question knowledge drives confidence. And what's neat about that is I think a lot of the time we're putting layers of strategy on top of an undeveloped skill set. And unfortunately we can't understand, well, hang on, why aren't you applying this? Well, I'm not applying it because I haven't got these basic fundamentals in place. And one of the things that I know you know that I talk about is avoiding calling them basic, because a lot of agents and property managers go, oh, that's basic. No, it's a fundamental, it's an essential. And when you understand that and can apply it, that will make the big difference. So how are you delivering those? Zooms, masterminds, what sort of forum?
Oh, look, we've got it's actually called Masterclass at the moment that we're running for the sales team. I'll be doing that, starting that in 2 weeks with the new business and leasing team as well. I found the same issues. So this has been running now for, I think it's 6 weeks with the sales team. And it's basically breaking down the chunks of the what you call the listing mountain, for example. So it's like, let's go right back to finding out what is missing and where is it that you can get the upgrade. So it's basically a role play exercise. that we're running with them, and I do in it three separate classes a week. But it starts right back in getting into that knowledge component. What's missing, and there's also a bit before that, Michael, which is the getting the understanding of why you need the knowledge, and how to actually get to a place where I accept. You talk about being coachable. One of the greatest attributes of someone you're going to take on board is, are they coachable? Because that is the key thing. If they don't understand what coaching and then moving into training is actually about, you've got a problem. We just think we can throw dialogues and scripts and things like that at people, and they're going to know what to do with them. They've got no idea because they don't have a why.
Yeah. This sounds like a coach to coach kind of conversation. It sounds like you're applying brilliantly. So awesome, John. I think this has been great in terms of not only how you went through it. So I'm imagining you and knowing Bree and the team there as well, you've probably now got a very neat kind of set of activation strategies that if this happened again, and no one wants this to happen again, but if it did, you're in a place to be able to activate some of these components. But I also love the fact that you went through, okay, what are we taking with us that clearly is going to build a more successful agency, a more successful team member, and a more successful client experience. So fantastic. Thank you so much, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thanks, Michael.
The Daily RE Uncut show is powered by CoreLogic and supported by Printforce, Rockend and Realty.com.au. Realty.com.au is where you will see all our shows. Real Estate Talk, The Property Show, Auction Update, and of course RE Uncut. We are the home of property.